Hello to all. I am back with another video today. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that I am Nani and I have HSV1. If you have not, welcome to my channel and to this video. Today's topic is going to be on testing. I've got a few questions on testing and whether or not people have been tested for herpes or whether or not my sexual partners have concern of whether or not they were tested. So it is very likely that you have not been tested for herpes ever, actually. It's not on the screening list when you're testing normally. Unless you request it, you are not being tested for herpes. Most people don't know that, and they are unaware that they aren't being tested for herpes. I didn't know that each time I got tested. If you watched my previous video, I got tested quite often, and I wasn't aware that that wasn't one of the things that they were testing me for. So I had never been tested before I knew that I had to get tested for herpes. So yeah, it's very likely that you have not been tested for herpes. The test is normally, well, my test was a blood test that I had to get because of the fact that I didn't have any signs or symptoms of the virus. Because normally they only test you once you have an outbreak, and it's a swab of the actual lesions that have appeared, and then they tell you whether or not you have HSV1, HSV2, and also I do realize that I've been using HSV and I didn't go into what that means. So that's herpes simplex virus. So there's herpes simplex virus 1 and herpes simplex virus 2. So yes, that is the normal testing for herpes, is they wait until you actually have an outbreak to test you. And I read an article that they don't test you normally for herpes because of the fact that it is so common, so many people have herpes, that it does more harm than good for you to actually know that you have herpes, because you're fine until you have an outbreak. There is no concern up until that point that you do have an outbreak. So that's why once you experience that, you go and you get it swabbed, tested, and then they will confirm what's going on with you. But yeah, you likely have not been tested for herpes ever. I feel that that is not the right way to go about it. Not testing people for herpes when they can very well have the virus. I mean, if you wanted to prevent people from bringing outbreak to themselves due to stress of actually having the virus, I mean, why not normalize it? That would be my idea. Humanize and normalize the STI. If so many people have it and it's so common, then it shouldn't be something to worry about that you would stress yourself into an outbreak. So that is where I come in, and that's what I feel like my purpose is, to make this thing more normal, because honestly it is. And there's so many people that I know that have the virus or that have come into contact, and it's just something that's not talked about openly, and it's pretty scary, yes, but only because of the social stigma around it. I would never be nervous to tell someone that I had the flu or any other illness that wasn't associated with sexual transmission. No one would ever be nervous to do that. But because of the fact that it has to do with sex, which is already a controversial topic that can't be spoken about, it's just not something that they offer with the normal screening. Again, I disagree with that. So have you been tested for herpes? Probably not. Will they test you for herpes? Unless you have an outbreak, it's kind of tough to get tested. It really is. I kind of have to beg them to take my blood, because I'm the type of person, I want to know. I want to know what's going on with my body, whether I stress myself into an outbreak or not. I want to know. And there's a lot of people that don't get tested because of the fact that they don't want to know. They're scared of the results. But ultimately, if you have it, it's already in your body. testing is just making you aware of that. And why would you not want to be aware of what's going on with yourself? Because that will affect you in a bad way if you remain with this virus in your body and it's not treated, and you need some sort of treatment, and that goes for an STI that is curable, and as well as incurable. So why not know? You should definitely want to know. It can be detrimental to your health, and you can spread it to someone else. And ultimately, we want to reduce the spread of this thing. Save as many people as possible. So get tested. And if you have had a run-in with herpes, or you just are curious, I would fight to have that blood work done, just to see your status. To me, again, I want to know what's going on with me everywhere, any way, shape, or form that something can be happening to me. I want to know. So I made that happen, and I got my blood work done. But again, herpes is not given to you in your normal screening for chlamydia, gonorrhea. They take your blood for HIV and syphilis, but they normally don't test it for herpes. So if you have not been tested, if you have not requested that test by your doctor or a testing facility, I would definitely get that done if you feel necessary. If you're the type of person like I am that just want to know what's going on with yourself, get it done. If you're not, get tested for everything else at least. You don't have to get the herpes test unless you feel like, you have an outbreak and it's something that poses a concern to you. But at least get tested for chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV, and syphilis. Those are in the normal testing, and they'll test you for those if you ask to get tested. So that answers the question of testing. The testing process is not bad. I mean, you give your urine, that's how you test for chlamydia and gonorrhea, and then you give your blood for HIV and syphilis. I have a lot of tattoos, if you can't tell, so needles don't really bother me. Giving my blood was nothing, and peeing in the cup, I mean, my aim is a little off, but other than that, it didn't go so bad. So I would recommend for everyone to get tested. Just, you'd rather know than not know. You can be helping yourself and helping the next person. So get tested. And that was all for this video. So if you like this video and want me to continue giving you information and telling my story, like, share, subscribe, comment with questions, please. I'm here to answer all questions that any one of you have. And I will be making a video. I have had a few questions so far, and I'm just making a list, and I'm going to make a video and answer everyone's questions. So please keep it coming with the questions, comments. Again, like, share, subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'm Nani, and I hope you guys all have a great day. Of course, this thing never goes off when I need it to.